sorry that there was no stream last week. I was dealing with the loss of my pet. So, yeah. But we are back. We're at it again. We're getting into it. And unlike last stream where I had to do my post on Instagram Live, I've already done that because I'm a professional streamer. I'm not. But I did remember to take care of that beforehand this time, so that's some improvement. I would say. So today, I have a couple beetles that, if you caught my first stream, I think it was my first stream, I put them in the rehydration chamber for this time around, and I ended up having to pin them obviously before now because they would have been moldy. One of them actually did still get a little moldy, so he'll be getting that acetone treatment like we did on last stream, even though yeah, we pre-cleaned him with rubbing alcohol. He's looking good. He hasn't had any kind of visible regrowth, but I will give him a dip once he's fully dried out, just to be safe. I'll actually go ahead and grab them to show you real quick. Let me grab them. Okay. Alright, so I believe I had my first encounter with an insect that was preserved with formaldehyde or formalin. I unfortunately didn't realize at the time and worked with it right here in a non-well ventilated area. So if anything horrendous happens to me, we can all just blame it on that, I guess. But this guy, as you can see by the drippage all around him, definitely when I rehydrated him, had a lot of leakage. It was very gross and smelly. But I wasn't really getting that classic burning smell that they talk about. My fiance said he could smell it though, so I don't know if COVID last year effed up my nostrils, but yeah, I don't know if you can tell, but the amount that his body under his wings shrunk down is more than any other specimen I've ever had. So what is the point of formalin fixing them? I don't really know. I'll be honest. I don't really know. I don't really understand the benefit of it. Yeah. I'm gonna have to look into if I can, like, also dip him in acetone, but I don't know because I don't know how those chemicals might react. I feel like he would be a good candidate for preserving his lovely color. He is very gorgeous and metallic, and his wings are like iridescent. And then this guy was just perfectly normal, perfectly cooperative, did grow a little bit of mold up on his right elytra, but like fully cleaned off, and I'll give him an acetone dip, so I don't know, I think it's all fine. Literally, even just having them by me though, like, I'm gonna have to throw out, I'm gonna have to cut apart this pinning board and throw away the half that has formalin on it, because it's irritating me just having it by me right now, and I do have windows open right now. I do have the windows open, so there's ventilation. Okay, give me a second again to get these bugs out of here. I am gonna do some Googling right now and find out if I can acetone treat an insect that was preserved in formalin. Do acetone and formaldehyde react? Let's see. Yes, they can react. They can lead to the formation of 1-hydroxy-3-butanone. Mild warming. Yeah, I don't know what that would mean for the integrity of the specimen. They can be reacted to create resin. Yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of very obvious answers to this question, so I might have to do a little deep dive on my own time. And if anybody cares, probably even if nobody cares, I'll let you guys know what I find. But anyways, let's get on with this. Let's get on with the show. So, my big beetle in here, who has a lovely little rhinoceros horn. He's very cute. I'm going to be rehydrating him with the boiling method, I believe, to try to pin him more evenly, because I don't know if you guys can see that, but he's super asymmetric. Like, they pinned him so crooked. What was the point of even spreading the wings if you're gonna do it that crooked? I don't know, but they did. They did, and this is how he was sent to me. So, I'm going to put on some gloves. Just because of my last experience with that little beautiful beetle that was definitely preserved in for some form of formaldehyde, for sure. And we'll go ahead and get him unpinned here. Now, here's the other thing I don't get. Why did they put a pin back through his wing after so spreading the wings, let me go on a little tangent here for a second. Spreading the wings like this is not done in like the scientific practice of spreading insect specimens. It's just not considered necessary. The folded wings under the elytra really aren't a key identifying factor, at least not for most beetles that I know of. So to do this, you're already going against standard practice. So I understand the pin in the right side of the body is standard practice, but if you're already going against it, why did they do that? I don't freaking know. I have many a question for the people that sold me these bugs. Lots of questions, no answers. And clearly the answers that I did get from them are not trustworthy, because when I asked about how these bugs were preserved, they said that they were just dried out in borax, but clearly that's not the case. Not the case. Ooh, mama, I am so afraid of accidentally breaking you because your wings are already spread. Okay. All right. And, sorry, I scared myself. I'm such a baby, Jesus Christ. I always get scared when I accidentally touch them because I am actually afraid of bugs. A little bit. What kind of freak would pick this hobby for themselves if they're afraid of bugs? It's me, bitch. Anyways. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can get them off of that pin and not disturb the wings. He's real tough. He's real tough. Ooh. Yeah, that pin might be staying. That pin might be staying in place. I'm getting no movement whatsoever. So. God. Ooh. Okay, yeah, that pin's staying. I just heard some crispy crunching. And that's, hey, I don't want to break them. I don't want to break them. Okay, well, everything still looks as intact as it was, to be clear. yeah, he's missing parts of his front legs. He's missing a part of his one middle leg. His back legs are pretty intact, but yeah. He's definitely a little worse for wear than he should be. Okay, now comes the part that I'm afraid of. Okay, because I have never used the boiling method for anything that's already spread with the folded wings out. I don't know how delicate they are. Yeah, maybe I'll even try to just give them like a steam bath. I think I'm gonna try that. I think I'm gonna get some super hot water and just kind of let them steam up in a closed container. So I'm going to get some hot water and I will be right back. Oh geez, this is always such a interesting process. I'm really looking forward to the summer when I can actually just collect my own specimens and know exactly how they were prepared, and every single time I want to rehydrate an insect, it's not a super scary process of not being sure what chemicals I might expose myself to. Really looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. So yuck, 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 yuck. Let me get my gloves off. Wow, okay. Give me a second here. I opened up my windows fully, so sorry that you can probably hear all the sounds of the outside world now. I have my hot water, and I think what I'm gonna do is just kind of float him on top. I don't know. Oh god. Let me... make sure he's as close. Okay, yeah, he's as close as I can really get him. I'm scared of him flipping and just ending up touching the water anyways. So, let me see. I'm just gonna float him on top of his foam and seal it up and give him a little sauna treatment and check on him, I guess, in a couple minutes. This is fully new territory for me. I have never rehydrated a bug this way before. So while he's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and open up some of the frames that I am going to be prepping today. Good, he didn't tip over. Okay. So I do have a couple specimens that are ready for the next step of the process, just about. And they're gonna go on these shadow box frames. So what I like to do for mounting my bugs in a frame like this is I actually just put a small piece of styrofoam in the center that'll be fully hidden by their body, and they get pinned directly into it, so that way they're not glued in place. It's just personal preference, but I don't really like when people do that. Just because, depending on how serious of a collector the person is that's getting it, they might want to be able to remove the specimen for maintenance purposes. So I like to make that an option that's still available to them. Sorry, you're gonna have the sounds of me cutting styrofoam. I do apologize. I know that's like really annoying to some people. So sorry. Sorry. Oof. I'm looking for something that I can set the styrofoam on top of so I don't cut into this tablecloth by accident. Yeah, I'm ill-prepared. I'm kind of always ill-prepared. I try really hard to think of everything, and I never do. Maybe if I was medicated for ADHD, things would be different. But who's to say? That was the sound of wind blowing my curtain. I don't know if my mic even picked that up, to be fair. Crispy. Okay. All these little bits that are falling off, I'm just going to collect and throw away at the end. It's looking nice and steamy in our little sauna container here, so I'm thinking by the time I'm done messing around with this styrofoam, I will be able, perhaps, to check on him, which is pretty exciting for me. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm just going to cut it into little teeny chunks that are small enough they can be hidden under the insect's body. But the problem is you want it to still be thick enough it can securely hold the pin in place. So that's the key here. I'm just going to let that one... I'm just going to throw that one back in the box for now because I only have... Actually, I'm realizing now I'll need one for this beetle too, so we're just going to cut off a little bit of excess here. Boop, boop. Okay. Gotta pick all the bits off. Alright. Okay. And we're gonna be using a little bit of E6000 to glue it onto the backs of our frames. So I do not like working with this type of styrofoam. Once what I have is gone, I will probably try to buy more of the dense type of styrofoam like I have our beetle pinned into right now, because this cleanup is so annoying. Alright. Okay, let me go ahead and scooch our friend over again. And get my X-Acto knife over here. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark the middle with pencil, which means I need a pencil. I'm really unprepared today, geez Louise. Okay, so it's 13 centimeters, so 6.5. And then I think that's pretty spot on where I put it, but we'll measure this way too. Pretty dang close. Needed moved over just a little. Alright. Pretty good eyeball in there. And then we're using E6000. Should I use white glue? I don't even think I need E6000 for this. Sorry that you can hear my neighbor's dog. Yeah, I decided I'm going to go ahead and just use white glue. So, that's how I have done my one other box. Oh, and my GoPro's freaking out. So sorry about that. The other thing too with using white glue is it's not so horrendously noticeable when it bleeds out the side, whereas like with E6000, you're done if there's excess. It just looks like such a mess. Okay, so there's one. I need 3 more prepped. Oh, she's so pretty. I know some people find the plastic peeling like very satisfying, so I'll make sure you guys can see that. I'm just a considerate host like that. I think my new frames that I just got are a little bit nicer, even though they were cheaper. Ain't that just the way sometimes? And these ones are a little smaller, which is interesting. These are 12.5, so we'll go for like 6.25. Pretty good. Let's see if we nailed it in the center this time. Once again, slightly off, but not too bad. Not bad at all. I'll take it. All right. Firmly press it in there and just set it aside to dry. Oh, right, I forgot to peel the second piece of plastic. That's important. I feel like it's always hard to get this inner one out. It always needs a little bit of there we go. Alright, and let me grab 2 more frames and then we can check. Okay, we have our last 2 frames here. I'm really hoping that by the time we're done with these, that he will be able to be moved at all. And hopefully I don't break him. But we'll see. Like I said, I've never really tried this particular method for rehydrating them. I don't know how quickly it works. So we'll all learn together. I don't know why the new frames, my new frames that I got, smell vaguely like pretzels when I open them. So that's interesting and weird, and actually is going to make me think a little bit differently about pretzels. Because why would a pretzel smell like that? All right, one more to go. One more. And so, once I have these all glued, I will go ahead and let them sit and dry overnight before I put a bug or try to pin a bug into it. I feel like you guys have, through my streams, gotten to see the entirety of my process for setting up displays pretty much, so I feel pretty good about that. That was my goal with my streams and with my YouTube channel, was to make a fully cohesive, like, start to finish guide for pinning insects. Because when I first started, which wasn't all that long ago, there really wasn't any kind of cohesive guide where everything was in one place. And a lot of the videos that are like pinning for beginners, I found didn't really have like the full picture, like how long to let things dry out, or how to rehydrate them. It was just like, this is once you have a bug that's rehydrated and ready to pin. A lot of people like to show the spreading process, but not really how they got there, and not what to do afterwards. And they also don't really show any of the like treatment processes very well for things like degreasing, treating so the color doesn't fade in green insects, all that jazz. So that is the goal. Dang. Really stubborn. I still have a piece to get out of this corner. Oh no. Come on. Oh my gosh, no. I might just pull out a different frame for now. Like, why? Is this so impossible to get out of the corner? Yeah, I'm scratching up this frame. I guess I'm just getting a different one. This one can be for me in my collection, but I don't want to sell it to somebody if it is going to have plastic trapped in the corner and scratches for me trying to dig it out. So we'll set this one aside for now. And I will grab a different one. Fingers crossed that this one actually unpacks it nicely. Okay, we're good on the outside. Come on, get on out of there. Okay. Okay. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see here. 12 and a half. That was 6 1/4. That's not going to be the middle. It's going to be like there. It's going to be between those two lines. Yep. Actually, hey, second guess was really close. Really good. Alright, we're all done with the frame process. Let's check on our beetle. And also remember to shut your glue. Don't be like my children in art class used to be. Those kids loved ruining my glue. It was their favorite hobby. Okay. I am worried about the smell. When I open this, I'm immediately concerned about what that's going to be like. Okay, not bad. Not too bad. Which also makes me think he isn't rehydrated at all, because there's usually kind of a smell. At least a little bit. It's usually like a wet cardboard smell. If not a worse smell. Yeah, he's still seeming entirely stiff. Should I risk it and get fresh hot water and just dip him directly in it? What are we thinking? What am I thinking? How hot's this water still? Not very. Okay. I'm pretty sure he's entirely stiff still just from lightly touching the wings. So I think I am gonna try to submerge him. Even though I am afraid. We're gonna do it. And if he falls apart, then, you know, I guess it was for science. And we'll know that you cannot use the boiling method for insects that already have their folded wings spread. So let's see. I'm gonna throw up the BRB screen. I'm going to get some fresh hot water. We're gonna try to give him a little dip, and we'll see. Okay. Oh geez, I hope it works. Okay, I let this get as hot as it would come out of my tap, and I don't know, we're just gonna go for it and hope for the best. Except maybe I can't even get him out of the foam. Okay, wait, there we go. Oh God, please be okay. Don't fall apart. I can't even get him submerged because he wants to float up to the tippy top. That is so interesting. I don't know how well the GoPro is catching that, but the way he immediately is so much darker in color. His eyes are so much more orange. I'm definitely seeing the wings start to kind of flap around under there. They're getting soft. I don't want him to fall apart. Definitely don't want that. Let me get my other... Let me get my other pair of forceps and try to move around his legs. Let me just... Okay, no movement in the legs whatsoever. None, so. He's, I'm just trying to keep myself back and away from it and not inhale anything. Just generally. Just to be safe. And like I said, I'm doing this with my windows all around me open. And I'm going to leave them open for a while once I'm done doing this too, to let the room fully air out. It's definitely... Ooh, gross. I don't like how he wants to float. A good amount of jiggle. I'm gonna... I don't know if I should try to move the wings or not. I am so afraid. I don't want to overcook them. I'm seeing movement in those back legs too. I definitely don't want to overdo it. Oh, God. Okay. I think those wings are going to be able to be moved at this point. God, this is so scary. I don't want to break him. I don't want to break him. Okay. I'm going to stick styrofoam on either side of him to support his wings. And we're going to see what we can do here. You can see they're really drooping now. Let me move my water. I have some nice dense styrofoam fully unused right here. Definitely intended exactly for this. So let me see. I don't think that'll even be enough height, if I'm being honest. But I think if I double them, that's way too crazy. Okay. Where are my big pins? 5s, perfect, okay. I'm just gonna pin my boards together so they're not slipping and sliding apart while I am working with him. Let me get him out of there. Okay, let me see. Sorry, I'm trying to work quickly too, so I know I'm not really explaining myself the best, but I'm pinning my support boards in place with my biggest pin size just so they don't move around while I'm trying to do anything with him. And this is just here to support his wings and his legs. Let me see if I can push him down even a little bit more without squashing him. Okay. And then I'm going to need vellum. Let me grab some scissors. So vellum is the semi-translucent paper that you pin over their wings. That way you can see what you're doing underneath. And my goal right now is just to get his wings to be a little more symmetrical. If I can get the legs spread at all, that's an added bonus. But the only thing that I know I absolutely want for sure is to get the wings more even. So I think we'll leave that one right there like that. Oh, look at me. I'm trying to steal my own pins right out of my foam board. That's to hold the board in place. I have a habit of always sticking my pins just straight into the board that I'm working on so I don't lose them. But that also means that when I do this kind of thing, I want to yank out my supporting pins instead of leaving them where they belong. Okay. Honestly, I don't even need that big of a piece, so I'm going to use the smaller piece for this one. That is so odd how stiff he is. I don't know if you can see that, but rather than the wing moving, his whole body wants to turn. So I'm going to try to get a pin on either side tight against his body to try to prevent any of that kind of movement. It's definitely pretty well hydrated because just putting that pin in there was some wiggling in his abdomen. Sorry, I know this puts him sideways for you, but I need to see what I am doing and try to get this wing. These forceps suck. These paddle forceps are, hey, they're not good. Actually, they're not very good. Is that even at all? I think what I gotta do is pin down this wing and then actually try to lightly turn his body. I think that might be the solution. And also, I think he is just a little asymmetric. Most living things are. I'm not passing any judgment here. I certainly am as well. You know, it's not his fault, but I could get him to just kind of do the bump that direction. I don't want to put too much tension on his wing. I certainly don't want to cause any tears, but that's looking pretty good to me. That is not bad. I'm going to see if I can get these back legs spread a little bit as well, because I think that would be nice. He's still really asymmetric, just because I can see now exactly what's going on. So this wing, it's actually bent, like the top structure, it's bent in towards his body and really just cemented against his leg. So that's what's going on there. Let me take this out, because I'm gonna want to get that leg out to the side. And I feel like now you can really see what I was talking about, that his one back leg is missing a little bit. I hate trying to use my left hand. If I was ambidextrous, everything would be so much easier. Brother, come on. You gotta try to get creative with these things. Let me get out like a billion more pins, actually, because I'm gonna need them. What the? I can tell I haven't used these very much because they're still every other direction instead of facing the same way. Okay. Let's try this again. That was a lot of bumping around. Come on. Oh, these big pins are no joke. He's a crooked boy. He just wants to be crooked. How am I supposed to get you even when you don't want to cooperate? You could just kind of shove him the other direction. Okay, now it's always nice when you can kind of just get by manipulating them with the pins, but hey, we're not so lucky with this guy. Yeah, you can really see how he's missing that back portion. He only has about half on his one side, which is unfortunate, but this is a bold move right now. I'll be honest. You know what? We're just gonna let you tuck that right back under where it was because that was about to be a mistake. Yeah, that was about to be a serious mistake. I feel like I need to move this wing again. So let's see what we can do. Jeez, this is so... Okay. Hey. What if we stay right like that? Is that better? I'm at a really weird angle and I can't move my finger or it'll let the wing go, but I think that could be better? Question mark. That looks not too bad to me. Okay, that's looking pretty reasonable. I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna fiddle around with this leg. Let's see if we can kind of cheat the fact that he's missing part of it. Oh my god, please get out of there. I'm gonna see if we can get that top joint to come down a little more. Then it won't be quite so obvious that his legs are uneven. So we're purposefully pinning him in a way that's actually asymmetric to try to cheat the system. Because then who will even notice that he's a little bit messed up? Honestly, working with the big pins is kind of difficult. It's a little tricky. Let me see if we have any movement in those front legs. If we do, I'll spread them a little bit wider. And if not, we'll just say, hey, we're happy with how he turned out. And he will go get moved to the side to dry himself out. Yeah, not really any give. His abdomen kind of just wants to move around. So we'll leave those just where they are. He has such a cute little rhinoceros horn. But, alright. hey, I'm happy with that. Hey, I'm happy with that. I do have a little bit of a burny feeling in my sinuses, which I don't know if I'm just paranoid now because of the last beetle, or if he actually maybe has some chemical preservative that I'm breathing in a little bit right now. But we'll go ahead and put him to the side and let him dry out completely. Yay, he didn't fall apart. Excellent, excellent. That was the main goal, to not have the beetle fall apart. Okay, let me throw up the BRB screen again, and I will get him to the side. Let me give you one last look, actually, at how he has turned out here. So pretty happy with that. And yeah, and then we can do the classic, choosing our next bug to rehydrate. Now, I'll also give you guys another look at the longhorn beetle that we did the mold treatment to, because he is one of the ones who is ready for framing that we prepped a frame for. I don't know why I felt weird saying that. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back with. Okay, I am back, and I have our longhorn beetle that we did our mold treatment to. So as you can see, no regrowth. I'm kind of checking him out too as I'm saying this, just to double check. Yep. Yeah, no regrowth. He's still a little dirty. He's still got a little bit of visible dirt up and around, but overall not too bad. Not too bad. Pretty happy with being able to salvage him, so very excited to get him framed once that glue has a date to dry. And then we get to choose our next buggies. So let me set them to the side. Let me get my pins out of the way. I'm going to clean both of my forceps since they were used on that beetle. And X-Acto knife. That's important to know where that is and know if it's capped or not. Let me put that away too. Okay. So our remaining bugs. We're getting down to the nitty gritty here. I have a lot of little guys left. This one right here, he's one of my faves. He's a little rhinoceros stag beetle. He's so cute. So we might get him in process. And we might, I like if I'm gonna rehydrate multiple bugs in the same rehydration chamber at the same time. That was a loud bird. I try to keep them similar in size. So if I was going to do this teeny little guy, I might also do like him, or maybe this. Sorry that bird has so much to say, my goodness. Or yeah, this one and this one maybe. But also I have this dung beetle who was freaking me out. Because he has some visible dirt on him, and in my head, well, it also very well could be, I think it's poop. I think it's perhaps poop that's on him, and so that really freaks me out as an idea, and I think I will have to clean him off before I rehydrate him. So I think I'm going to save him for next stream. We'll clean him off together to prep to rehydrate, I think. And for now, I think I'll go ahead and put my little rhinoceros stag in, and this cute little fuzzy guy who I have no idea what he is. I'll have to look into that, but we'll go ahead and get them going for the next time. So yeah. All right, that's everything for today. I'll be listing some more bugs up on my Etsy here shortly, so keep an eye out for that. That's etsy.com/shop/morbidlivations, all one word. And yeah, hopefully I'll get this edited and posted really soon. So I'll catch you guys next week. Bye.